Thanks for coming back and watching Gumshoe Tech. I'm going to talk about what I do for my home lab. That is in backup, storage, media files, and such. I'll start off with what I used to do and what I do now. And remember, RAID is not a backup solution. RAID is a way to speed up delivery of content like media. So RAID is not a backup. It doesn't protect against, hardware failures. Usually it does protect against a single failed drive if you have RAID 5. But a true backup solution is two separate drives that are not, or arrays, drive arrays that are not attached to each other. So separate computers, hopefully separate power supplies, different breakers on your home. So let's start. I'll show you what I used to do and what I do now. And before, it was, when I first started, it was done by hand. But now it's all automatic. So here is the command I used to use for copying my data from my local server to my remote server. With both of these have a large hard drive. And I also use this same command still for a remote storage that I don't do as much. Now let's explain this. So rsync runs the file sync copy tool. -A is archive mode, preserve folder permissions, timestamps, symbolic links, etc. -V is verbose, shows what files are being copied, so just shows on the display. And remember, I was doing this command by hand. Z is to compress the data during the transfer. This is basically for slower networks. You don't necessarily need this for a fast LAN. I don't know why I was doing Z on local LAN. It is needed for remote networks over Tailscale or whatnot. -E is SSH, tells rsync to use SSH for the connection type. The /mount local storage /music. This is the source folder on your local machine. Now, you look at that trailing slash, that means copy the contents of music, not the music folder itself. You don't need to put the trailing slash. I did that because I had already created the file structure. And of course, the gumshoe.tech at the IP address. This logs into the remote server as gumshoe tech at the IP address 192.168.100.14. And then the var stores media music. That is the destination folder on the remote server. Now, what it does is just copies everything inside the music folder to, of course, everything to the music folder under that var stores media, music. On the remote server, you can change this up a little bit. You can add a, preview without copy. And that's to add an N right here. So let me scroll back, move the mouse back. If you put an N right there, that allows you to test everything and it will read it out to you on the display what it's doing. So the N just means do a dry run. If you want a better version, it's probably safer just to do something like this. Progress. Let's see that a lot. And everything else would stay the same. If you want to mirror delete versions, of course you could put delete. Oh, and then of course progress. So that'll allow you to mirror delete from one backup to another. I generally don't like to remove my remote storage. It's just a mere copy. So if it gets deleted accidentally on my local server, I don't want to lose it on my remote server. If I want to delete something on my remote server, I'll go there and delete it. I run 12 terabyte hard drives, so I'm not pressed for hard drive space. I only have like 6 terabytes of stuff, and that's a lot of the YouTube videos. I save them. Don't know why I save them. They're on YouTube. So be careful with the dash dash delete. It removes files on remote side if they no longer exist locally. So I've showed you what I do not do any longer. This is because I've now created it so it runs it locally, and that's a little bit different. So we'll look at that next. So the next thing I thought of doing for this backup solution was just doing a backup script. So let's look at that. So try it again. Less first backup. Basically, I just dumped the rsync into this backup file, and I created a if errors, throw a log, and then show us the data successful. You know, something really simple. Just send it to a log file. And then, of course, you have to, when you first see it, it'll be this white color, non-executable. So you type in change mood plus X and then the file name. And then if you do ls, it turns green. So that makes it executable. So I could run this by hand. It worked, but if I tried to do it as scheduler, it would not work. So I had to look into a different solution. So up next is my final solution that I use currently that uses systemd, and it works great. The final thing that I tried was, of course, systemd. So to make sure that everything was correct. So what I did was I created 2 directories, a local storage and a remote storage. I connected remote storage to FS tab, and that connects to my secondary or backup server. And then if we go into local storage, I created backup-movies, backup music, backup-TV, and this is that first backup. So RM first backup. I don't need that. So what we'll do is I created a logs directory, and we'll go to look at so less backup TV. It's a simple bash script based off of that first backup script. So we'll go to local storage is the source, backup destination is the remote TV. Of course, I do the current date. I create that logs path, and then create required directories for inside the logs path if need be, and then just do the rsync, and I do avz-e source destination, and of course then we send it to the log path so that I could see those logs or error logs. I do both. That's pretty simple, right? And then we'll do cd etc cd system d, and then cd system ls, and here's where you're going to make your system D. And I have these created already, so I want to do less on backup. If I could spell backup TV, we're going to create the service first. You have to do unit. Everything has to be capitalized correctly, I found out. You just can't do willy-nilly. You have to do everything like you see here. So the description, just do it, run TV backup. And we do it after network is online. So we don't want to run this backup if like you're rebooting. You don't want to do it the first thing. You want to do it after the network connection is online. So you're saying after network's online and it wants or needs the network dash online.target. And I'm by no mean an expert on this. This is probably my first system D ever, and if I ever did it, at one time it was probably like 20 years ago. So do some research on this. I'm going to try to do more system D videos. I'm going to put Podman in here and let it do updates. I just want to try it. It's why not? I'll give it a try once. Then we're going to require or have a service. This is type one shot exec start. This is going to be that backup script that you have, which you have to make sure it's executable. And then the install is wanted by timers.target. And then here we call the end. Oh, well, that is the end of the service. So you have one file there. So we're going to go back to timer. And of course, the unit description is daily rsync backup timer. When do I do this sync? I do it all times of the day. You could have one here. This is midnight, 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m. Then what's that? 4 p.m. Persistence is true. And of course, it's wanted by timers.target. So that being said, don't forget to do you need to change that to executable, and that's how you do that. Sudo change mode +X, and then wherever that file is at. And I'll have these commands in the comments below. And then sudo systemctl daemon reload. That's to reload systemd. And then what you're gonna want to do, services, and I'm gonna have to take the TV out. No errors shown. And of course, take the dash TV out because my notes aren't correct. Then you're going to start your backup service and it's going to go. Then what you're going to want to do is, of course, check your service. And of course, take my dash out. It's going to tell you your status. It's inactive right now, which is good. So it's already run. I only transfer over what's changed. I'm not deleting. That's the way I like to run it. So now with this, if you could see this, everything is running correctly. My files are backed up because I have two Jellyfin servers, separate Jellyfin servers tied together with one interface. One day I'll do a video on that. Um, it's kind of like a hybrid where you can go to either or server. Keeps the family happy, I guess, if the TV works. I don't know. But that's how I do my backups now. I don't ever touch my backups. I just let it go. It's simple. It works. I don't want to touch it by hand. I just want it to go and just be there. If I reboot my server, I know my backups are going. Uh, since I have them backed up at multiple times, I don't have to worry about running the script by hand. It's like, oh man, I changed this container and I hope I backed it up. No, I just don't worry about it. It just does it. Um, there are incremental backups that just goes off the script that you build. So your system D is just working with that script. That's a good thing because then you can go modify that script to make little changes and not worry about system D. So with this daemon reload, you probably should start the timers also. So daemon reload. Going to do a timer. Take out the dash. Create a symbolic link. And of course, we're going to list the timers. These are all my timers that I've going. The backup. There's the backup timer. That's all we need. Going through my config unit here, I see failed music backup timer. So let's do sudo vi backup daily on calendar. So I had my time wrong on my music. I don't put a lot of music in there, whatever I buy on Amazon or direct from the artist. I just dump it in the folder and it syncs. So yeah, I just had the time wrong on that one. Just something you need to look at. Something I caught just running through this video and cleaning up at the end. So it is all working. So I think that's about it. Let me know if you want to see a more in-depth on FS tab for connecting to remote servers. I wasn't really concerned about that as I'm just looking at the backup strategy that I have, but I'm more than willing to do the FS tab connection to remote servers. I think I'll just do that anyways, probably in the next video. Something really quick, easy. I'll create two VMs and just create a connection from primary to backup server. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to put the notes into the video description so that everyone can see that. It's pretty easy for System D. I've actually never done one before. And just when you look at the system CTL status and start, enable, daemon reload, that's all you really need. I was really hesitant for years of doing that, just never really wanted to spend the time. But my backups have been running now for, I don't know, 2 months, maybe 3 months in this manner, and they seem to be working fine. My Plex servers stay in sync mostly. You know, it's going to be an hour or so off, but I don't watch a lot of anything. Most of it's my movies that I save for backup. Uh, don't know why I do that since it's all on YouTube anyways. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.